Welcome back to The Goodness Margin, the place where we find margin for the good things in life. Recently on Instagram, I put a question out. What are those things that you forget to do? What are the things that you get frustrated at yourself that you're constantly forgetting to do? So these are some responses that I received from Instagram. Taking care of my nails, cleaning out the fridge, meal planning, charging the iPads before service. This was from a piano player who plays the piano for their church services. Buy groceries, exercise, take dinner out of the freezer, run errands, check my bank account or budget, pay bills, pulling trash to the curb on trash day, prayer and Bible reading, neglecting myself, doing something that I enjoy, or a hobby. I found this list so interesting. And the reason that I found it interesting is because every one of these items has at some point been on a list for me of things that I did not want to forget doing, that I have forgotten to do. And what is especially interesting, and I went through, took some screenshots. So many of these were repeated over and over again, or maybe worded a little bit differently. But from all of the responses that I received, these are the exact answers that I have. All of these were submitted, and every single one of these is something that I have developed some sort of a routine for or have a schedule for this. So it's interesting that so many of us are the same as far as we forget to do things that are important. And today I want to share with you through this list the ways that I have worked to not forget to do these important things. First, if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, and you'll be notified when the next video goes live. I'm sure you've heard this said before, but if we don't schedule it, if we don't plan for it, it's not just going to happen just by chance. Not many things happen by chance in our life. All of these things, no matter how small they are, they're important. One of the things that's on one of my lists is to take care of my nails. Now, I don't do some fancy manicure. I really probably should spend a little bit more time doing that, but I prefer my nails to be really short, and I would find myself consistently going, oh my goodness, it's really time for me to cut my nails. They're annoying me. They've just got a little bit too long. So what I have done is I have created a routine, and that's been a part of my routine. So I'm going to share with you 4 simple ways that you cannot forget to do these important things, no matter how big or small they are. The first thing we want to do is we want to schedule it. We want to create a time that we are going to do this. Another way we can do that is to create a routine where these things are in that routine. The basis of my weekend routine is so many of these items. In my weekend routine, which is something I do Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's something I do to prepare for the next week. So many of these things that were listed are found in my weekend routine. For example, part of my weekend routine is to clean my refrigerator out. I want to check if there's anything expired, take all of those things out, wipe it down, check for any food that I may need to eat quickly, or something I need to put in the freezer, or something that needs to be thrown away. And then I'm also going to meal plan as part of my weekend routine. I'm going to look in the refrigerator and see, do I have some asparagus that I need to eat this week? If so, on Monday night, I need to plan for that to be a part of my dinner. Those are 2 things that are part of my weekend routine. Another aspect of my weekend routine is to prepare for errands. If I have time for that weekend, I will absolutely run those errands. But even if I don't, I am going to prepare for those errands. How am I going to do that? I have something I need to return to TJ Maxx. Rather than letting it sit in my closet, I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it in a bag, I'm going to put the receipt in the bag with it, or be sure that the receipt is in my wallet, or better yet, most of my receipts, I choose to have an email version sent to me. So I'll be sure that I can find that in my inbox, put it in my car. Then I also use my phone to set myself a reminder that I need to return something to TJ Maxx. And going a step further, I'm going to schedule that. Okay, what's the best day for me to do that? And then I'll just jot it down on my planner. Now I know that I need to return this to this. Do I need to go inside the bank for something? I typically run through the drive-through, but do I need to go inside for something? Do I need to pick up dry cleaning? All of those things are part of that routine because I'm going to look at all the errands I need to run. Do I need to get library books together? If so, I'm going to take those, put them in the car, and then add that to my list. So by scheduling it, by creating a routine around it, like I said, the weekend routine is when I'm going to go through and look at these things. We're going to stop forgetting a lot of the things that we need to get done. The third tip is to put it in front of you. The way that I put it in front of me is I have a list on my phone that I'll check pretty often. I use the reminders app on my iPhone, and I will make sure that I have put return at TJ Maxx, drop off at dry cleaners, pay the bill for whatever. If there's a bill that I know is going to be coming in or I have a deadline to pay that, I will put those things in in my reminders app on my phone, or I will write it down in my planner. This is a way to keep that in front of me so I will stop forgetting to do it. And what's so interesting is the more we do these things over and over again, my weekend routine now, it's just second nature to me. I don't even have to necessarily write it down each time. I just put weekend routine, and then I know the things that I have to get done for that weekend routine because I've done it so often, but I also have reaped the benefits of this routine for many years now and know that it's really important that I make sure that I accomplish this. Another tip is to set a reminder. Do I want to remember to walk in the morning? If that's not something I've been doing every morning, then maybe I need to lay my clothes out and my sneakers out in my closet. That's going to be a reminder when I go in and see that and remember to put that on instead of a summer dress that I like that I'm not going to wear if I want to walk outside. Or I can set a reminder on my phone. I use this for a lot of things. For taking my vitamins, I have a reminder that goes off a certain time each day and reminds me to take my vitamins. You can use this in your reminders app. You can use this in your calendar. There are certain tasks that I do about once a month. And so for the first Monday of every month, it was very easy for me to set up. I have a couple of different reminders that will go off, say around 9 o'clock on that Monday. And it's going to remind me that these are things that I need to do. We can't do everything at once, but if we decide this is a list of some important things I want to do, what kind of routines can I put in place? I can look at my week and say, this day I'm going to be sure to focus on this. I'm going to get these things done today and start creating those routines. I have a little reminder that reminds me on Mondays that I am going to check my budget. I check my account pretty much every day, but on Monday, I'm going to go back and see exactly what I have spent. What bills do I have coming up? I also on Mondays get another reminder that reminds me to look in my to-do folder. This is where if anything comes in the house, piece of mail or a bill or something like that, that I don't take care of right away, I put it there. And I know that at least once a week, I'm going to be checking this. So if you set these reminders and 90% of the time you check them and you do it, that just means out of 10 weeks, 9 times you're going to do it. If you miss one week, it's okay. You can pick it back up the next week. But the more we do these things, the more we set them as reminders, the easier it will be and the more natural it will come to us. If you're interested to hear more about my weekend routine, I will link that here for you. It's a great routine that I found that I added things that work for me. And since this video was created, I also added a little tab that I call self-care. And that's for me just to check my nails, see if there's anything like that I need to do. Someone had put on this list that they wanted to invest more in a hobby. You could add that to your weekend routine. Am I going to take some time for myself this weekend to do something that I enjoy? Or maybe I'm going to, as part of my weekend routine, be sure I've scheduled it for the next week. Add to this routine whatever works for you. Whatever thing that you need to add to it that you don't want to forget to do, you can make it part of this routine. And this will definitely add margin to your life for the good things. Another thing that's been adding good things to my life is this coffee. I love Testament Coffee Roasters. I've said it so many times, but I don't want you to miss out on this deal. You can save 20% if you go to their website and use the code TheGoodnessMargin, one word, The Goodness Margin. Save 20%, but I'll also link that in the notes below.